So any other biological children besides the 8 that are before the court this morning?
Oh, not that I know of.
Okay, so he only had these 8 children with you?
Yes.
Okay.
He would always try to help out as much as possible and provide.
Is he a good father, man?
He tried his best. I mean, you know, he worked. Like he was always trying to work. He was always looking for work so he can buy them things.
Child support will be at $435, $63 on the medical. They'll be on the first of the month, 3 months after he gets out.
And can the child support be for all the children?
Well, is that going to be set for are you doing the child support for all of them?
Yes, Judge, this is for 8 children, but again, it will resume when he gets released from jail. Right now, it will be set at 0.
It's for all the children. Anything else?
The DNA test, they didn't even know who the father was for the DNA test. And they said they were going to get back to me and they were going to contact the main people.
All right. Why don't we have Mr.
I believe we do have that case. Let me just verify, Your Honor. And all we're asking in this case is for Mr. Alcala to be excluded as the father. So if I make sure my screen, Judge, and of what has been marked.
And I actually want to request a second DNA test because of the confusion that the phone call I received that they didn't even know who the father was for the DNA test. And that I guess it wasn't labeled correctly. So I just wanted another DNA test because that doesn't sound right.
On the same guy?
Isaac.
On Isaac? Well, they did one on Isaac.
Yeah, it's right here on the screen, Judge.
Go further down. Go further down on this one. Let me see the results.
No, 0.
Yeah, probably paternity is 0, Ms. Amarron.
I know, but I think that's an error because due to the phone call I received that they didn't even know who the dad was for the DNA test and all this confusion. Well, that's why I'm a little suspicious on the results.
Now there is a child. Her name is Valentina Heaven Longoria Honor, for which we did a DNA testing. And if I make sure my screen, Judge, to show the results as to the daughter Valentina Longoria and Mr. Randa Longoria, Judge, the probability of paternity is 0. So he is excluded as the father of Valentina.
All right. So show be admitted.
Judge.
He's excluded. He doesn't abuse you or abuse the kid.
There's no abuse, but there's the alcohol and the drug that did make it supervised once a month.
And Mr. Randa Longoria, Judge, the probability of paternity is 0. So he is excluded as the father of Valentina.
All right. So show be admitted. He's excluded.
So
there you go.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Just for purposes of the record, Mr. Longoria was duly and properly served on or about September 16th of 2022. Return citation was filed October 7th, 2022.
Very well. Okay. Raise your right hand, please. I need to see your hand. I can't see it. You need to back up a little bit. I need to see your right hand, Ms. Amarron.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you sign swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mita. All right, Mr. Guzman, you proceed.
Yes, Judge. We are here on a suit affecting parent-child relationship and a petition to establish on a existing order that have 6 children. We are adding 3 more children to the order, Judge. Or the pleadings were to add 3 children. However, one of those children, Mr. Longoria, has been excluded as the father, Judge.
All right.
So if I may proceed, Judge, let me get those names. So,
Mr. Amarron, we can't see you.
Yes.
Oh, there. It's because you went out of the camera.
Yeah, it's because it just sounds real low. I have to put my ear kind of close to the phone to hear.
We have to see you, be able to see you too. So sorry.
So, Judge, as to the children, Valentino Luke Longoria and Giorgio Armani Longoria, we have an acknowledgement of paternity. Those acknowledgements of paternity were filed along with the pleadings, the state exhibit A and B. So we would like those to be admitted, Judge.
All right, they'll be admitted.
Now there is a child. Her name is Valentina Heaven Longoria Honor, for which we did a DNA testing. And if I make sure my screen, Judge, to show the results. As to the daughter Valentina Longoria and Mr. Randa Longoria, Judge, the probability of paternity is 0, so he is excluded as the father of Valentina.
All right, so show being is excluded.
So, being that said, Judge, Mr. Longoria is in jail, so we will ask for the child support and medical support to be there at 0. And I would like to ask Ms. Amarron some questions.
You may proceed.
Yes, Ms. Amarron, can you please tell your full name, ma'am?
Rebecca Roscos Amarron?
And you're the mother of the children in this case.
Yes.
Now, aside from the now 8 children before the court that you have with Mr. Longoria, does Mr. Longoria have any other children, ma'am, under the age of 18?
Does he have what?
Any other children with?
Like in his custody, you mean?
No, any other biological children besides the 8 that are before the court this morning?
Oh, not that I know of.
Okay, so he only have these 8 children with you?
Yes.
And do you know where Mr. Longoria is at, ma'am?
I think he's locked up in the San Antonio jail.
Do you know why he is in jail for?
I'm not too sure. Due to the COVID, I wasn't able to attend the courts because they're very strict on that, so they wouldn't let me go in. But I don't know full details on that. I have no contact with him at all, so I have no information on his court or him being locked up or anything like that. I have no information at all, and I have no contact with his family neither.
And how long has Mr. Longoria been in jail?
I already lost count of the years already. It's been a lot of years already. Well, quite a few years, I guess. I don't know.
And how old are Giorgio and Valentino?
Giorgio, he's 2, and then Valentino, he's 3.
Okay, so that means that he just recently went to jail, correct, Mr. Longoria?
Yeah, that's why I said he's been, I think, away like for a few, like maybe 2 years already.
And when
Giorgio was newborn.
So
when Giorgio was 1 or somewhere around there.
When he went to prison, were you all still together?
Well, we've had miscommunication because I don't know, telephone issues, but no, we were no longer together when he well, we were up until, that day that he got locked up or whatever.
So you were all together until he went to prison?
What was that?
You were together until the day he went to jail?
Yeah.
And you said that you don't know why he is in jail?
I don't, like I said, I was not able to go inside the court because of the pandemic.
Okay. Now you all have 8 children together, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how is there the relationship between I know that now he's in jail, but when he was out of jail, how would you describe Mr. Longoria's relationship with the children?
It was good. He would always try to help out as much as possible.
Was he provide. Is he a good father, ma'am?
He tried his best. I mean, he worked. Like he was always trying to work. He was always looking for work so he can buy them things.
But as far as other than financially, was he there for the kids, take care of them?
He would show up like for picnics and school meetings and stuff like that,
Okay. Now,
but he was always busy. I would say with work. So he's just more a busy parent, I would say.
So as far as to visitation with the children, once Mr. Longoria gets out of jail, what is your position as to him visiting with the children? And as with the ones that we're adding with Giorgio and Valentino?
Well, it recently got trialed out with Judge Adolfo. I can't pronounce his last name. And there's set visitation already. And the visitation, I think, was once monthly, supervised.
And when did you when did Mr. Judge Cordova heard the case? I'm not following you, Ms. Amarron.
I think it was last year. I believe it was last year he trialed it out.
Okay. It was that part of a divorce proceeding or something?
It was just like I guess giving me full custody because well he's obviously he's locked up.
Okay. And what visits did you say that court order?
It was I was getting the full custody of all the children.
Right, but as far as to Mr. Longoria's visits, did the judge grant him any type of visitation?
Yeah, I just mentioned that I believe it was a visitation once a month.
Once a
Um,
month supervised? And where the visits were gonna take place?
at my home. So
So
I
you
guess
don't,
I'll be supervising the visitation.
so you don't have no safety concerns with Mr. Longoria?
Safety concerns, no. It'll be fine. I mean, it's just once a month, and he's um gonna. Well, when I last talked to him, he said he was gonna try his best, for the children and work for them when he came out and provide for them, continue to provide for them.
Do you have any concerns if the children were to go and stay overnight visits with that?
Do I have any concerns over what?
Overnight.
If they were to stay overnight with that,
Yeah, I do have concerns. I wouldn't want that, and the court and my lawyer did not want that either, so that's why it's supervised.
do you currently have a lawyer for this case? Or that was on your previous case?
Yeah, that got trialed out was Alejandro Gaya.
Okay, but that was for the previous hearing?
Yeah.
Judge, if I can have just 1 second, I wanted to see if I can, if by any chance I have a copy of that order. I don't want to open my file here, Judge. To see
Oh, wow.
copy of it. The order that you are mentioning that was done before Judge Cordova, did that order include Giorgio and Valentino?
The order that did include Giorgio and Valentino was the one done with the Attorney General, I believe. Because
that's why we're here this morning.
We went to court and for that, for the other children, and it was we agreed to no child support, and with that, I don't know that I think the visitation is a little bit regular on that one. But the one with Ardolfo, I think is the one once monthly supervised. So I don't know if y'all want to modify the visitation on all of them and just make them all once a month supervised.
That's probably what she's probably referring to this.
Right, Judge, and that, unfortunately, I don't have a copy of that order, but what it seems happened is that there is probably a prior order with the other kids, but these two that we're adding today were not included, so that's why we're here.
Yeah, Valentino and Giorgio were included on the Attorney General.
Right. We are the Attorney General.
Visitation court.
Right, so that's why we're here. So based on that, Judge, we will ask for one, that Mr. Longoria be excluded as the father of Valentina, that we add the children Giorgio and Valentino. No retroactive child support, 0 child support, and 0 medical support effective June 1st, given that Mr. Longoria is in custody. However, Your Honor, based on minimum wage, child support should be $435 a month and $63 a month on the medical. And we would like for that to start on the first day of after the 3rd month of Mr. Longoria's release.
Very well.
And we defer to the court as to the conservatorship and visitation, Judge.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 children, Giorgio and Valentino, right?
Valentino.
Yes, I'm sorry that it's
and
confusing because the two of them have their names on the same.
Yeah, Giorgio and Valentina is excluded as
Yes.
the child of the parties. I will name the the mother as the Miss Amarron as the managing conservator of all the children, including these 2 children. That order will be modified to that effect. He will be named, the respondent will be named possessory conservator. He will be given visitation at home once a month, supervised. There's no safety concerns at this point. Let's start the visitation maybe an hour, or I don't know how you want to do supervised visitation, maybe 3 hours, I guess, once a month. I don't know how the visitation was set up on the other order. It doesn't seem like he is, as far as there's a concern as far as the children are concerned, but Why don't we do a limited visitation and then let's see where that takes us? You want to do something?
No, it's the reason they did it supervised and once a month is because due to his alcohol and drug problem.
Oh, I see.
But,
Well, let's go
yeah,
with-
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Ms.
There's no
Amarron,
violence. What I mean by that, there's no
He doesn't abuse you or abuse the kids.
there's
in
no
other words.
abuse, but there's the alcohol and the drug that did make it supervised once a month.
Okay,
now my questions to you, Ms. Amarron, is because once a month is pretty broad. So, I mean, how he will enforce what day of the month it is that he's gonna. So, do you don't recall the court order the first, third, or fifth Saturday or Sunday of the month? Do you recall?
I was okay with once a month because I don't want my kids by themselves with him.
I
No,
know,
I
but-
understand. I
don't want
understand.
him getting a DWI with my children on board.
I know, Mr. Owen, but what day? Do you remember the day, the time, or anything as far as the time that's on the order? Is it every once Saturday out of the month, or was it one Sunday out of the month? Or how was that?
What due to him being locked up, we weren't able to
Okay.
do the visitation. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do the third Saturday of each month.
Yeah.
Let's do the third
Sounds good.
Saturday of each month then for a couple hours, or let's do 4 hours between
To two
2 and 6.
and to, I'm sorry,
Between 2 and 6 on Saturday, the third
Okay.
Saturday of each month.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes, sir. I think that'll be more definite that we can set up a time upon his release, obviously, not anytime soon. Child support will be at 435, 63 on the medical. That'll be on the first of the month, 3 months after he gets out.
And can the child support be for all the children?
Well, is that going to be set for are you doing the child support for all of them? I guess
Yes,
we
Judge,
are.
this is for 8 children, but again, it will resume when he gets released from jail. Right now, it will be set at 0.
It's for all the children. Anything else?
No, Judge, that covers everything. So we're gonna do the visit supervised at Ms. Amarron's home on the third Saturday of each month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. And court costs are waived at this point. I don't see what we can do.
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Maron. Good luck to you with your 8 children. Gee, wowas. That's a lot of kids.
Okay, and are we gonna do the court for Alcala? I wanted to speak about that one.
Well, I don't know about the other one.
This is the only case we have before the court this morning.
Yeah, you'll have to go back to the office.
Because they ordered the DNA test
You
for
mean
my daughter, and there was
on
some
Alcala?
confusion where the DNA test, they didn't even know who the father was for the DNA test. And then they said they were gonna get back to me and they were gonna contact the main people.
All right, why don't we have, Mr. Guzman,
I
can
believe
you
we-
follow
we
up with
have-
that, please?
I believe we do have that case. Let me just verify, Your Honor. Are you referring, what is the name of the father in that case, Ms. Amarron?
Isaac Alcala.
That was one of our cases set for this morning. That's 2022 CV 356.
Okay,
And Mr. Alcalá he have an attorney, Rui Barrera, and I did talk to Mr. Barrera this morning on the phone, Judge. And all we're asking in this case is for Mr. Alcalá to be excluded as the father. So I might share my screen, Judge, and of what has been marked.
And I actually want to request a second DNA test because of the confusion that the phone call I received that they didn't even know who the father was for the DNA test, and that I guess it wasn't labeled correctly. So I just wanted another DNA test because that doesn't sound right.
on the same guy?
Isaac.
On Isaac, well, they did one on Isaac. Let's
Yeah,
see
it's
if-
right here on the screen, Judge.
Go further down, go further down on this one. Let me see the results. No, he's-
0.
Yeah, paternity is 0, Ms. Amaron.
I know, but I think that's an error because due to the phone call I received that they didn't even know who the dad was for the DNA test and all this confusion.
Well,
That's
I
why
don't-
I'm a little suspicious on the results.
Well, we go based on the evidence, Ms. Amaron, and so this is exhibit, the DNA.
Exhibit A, Judge, and so we ask for the court to exclude Mr. Isaac Prado Alcalá as the father of the child in this case.
Yeah, I have no choice but to exclude him at this point. I don't know how else you're gonna be able to prove that he is the father if the DNA comes back as he is not the father, Ms. Amarron.
Yeah,
So-
but what if the DNA test was done incorrectly because they said that they didn't even know who the father was for the DNA
You
tests
might,
that were done?
no, I cannot suggest to you how to do things. You might get consult with an attorney. Thank you, Ms. Amarron. Good luck to you. All right.
Okay, thank you.